Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the first elementary grade. Our textbook is Weekend 1 and today inshallah we will cover Unit 2, Days and Weather Words on page 14. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Saleh Al-Ajan. So let's begin. So in our last lesson, we did listen to a chant that is called the Days of the Week chant, where what we did in this chant, we listened to the chant that start from Sunday to Saturday, the first day to the last day. And after this, we did practice by following and reading how to say each of these days. And not only this, but also we learned that when we chant this chant with our friends or our classmate, then we can use the phrase Sunday comes again. So we can repeat this chant when we talking to our friends or when we playing and chanting with our friends. And also we said that to make this chant even more interesting, we can add something we call the letter shapes, which is when we chant, we don't only have to chant or we don't only have to speak, but also we can make the shape of these letters, make the shapes of these letters. So for example, we can use our hands in doing a shape of any letter. Why we do this? Because this is what will make it more interesting and also will make it exciting when we chant this chant. So now let's remind ourselves with the how to make shapes of different letters, and then we can continue our lesson. So last exercise we had was exercise 3, chant and do, where we make the letter shapes. So let's start with the first word we have here, which is Sunday. Sunday. And the word Sunday starts with letter S. Letter S. And we said that as you did see it on your books on page 13. And we said that how can we make the shape of letter S? Maybe we can do it with one hand. We do the shape of letter S like this. Or we can use the two hands of the letter S. We can use our both hands like this to make the shape of letter S. So this is what will make it more interesting. When the other partner, or when we play or when we chant this chant, say the name of any of these days, then we can start by making the shapes of these letters. This will make it more exciting. So this is about Sunday. Let's see the other day or the following day, which is Monday. Monday. And how we can make the shape of Monday. Monday starts with letter M. And how can we make the shape of letter M? Either, as we said, by using only one hand like this and doing the shape, or we can even use the two hands and by making the shape of letter M. And as I said, this will make it more interesting, more exciting when someone called or shout Monday, and the whole group or the whole people who are playing or chanting this chant will do together and making the letter M that represent or refer to the word Monday. Now let's see the following day, which is Tuesday. Tuesday. Now Tuesday starts with letter T. Letter T. And how can we make the shape of letter T? As we said, we can use one hand by making the shape of letter T. We can use the two hands by making a shape like this, or we can also with letter T we can spread hands when we are standing. This is, we'll make a shape that is similar to letter T. Letter T. And the following day is Wednesday. Wednesday. Wednesday starts with letter W. And how can we make the shape of letter W? As we said, we can use it by one hand and draw the letter W, or we can use our two hands by making the shape of letter W. So it is important when you try or when you chant this with your friends to know how to make the shape of letter M and vice versa with letter W. This is the excitement of this chant, where you can sometime have similar letters, maybe upside down, when you're trying to make their or its shapes. And after this, the other word here we have, or the following day, which is Thursday. Thursday. Thursday starts with letter T. Letter T. And we said that we may have three ways to try to shape letter T. The first one is that we can make a sign by one hand like this, or we can use the two hands in making a shape like this. This is letter T. Or the third way, and also with two hands, is to spread our hands like this to make the shape of letter T. So this is what's make letter T more interesting, because when you're playing, when you gather around, you can, or each one of you can choose different way of making the shape of letter T. And after this, we have Friday. Friday. Friday starts with letter F. And how can we make the shape of letter F? We can, as we said, with all letters, we can use one hand and do the shape like this, or we can use our both hands by standing and pointing our hands toward one direction. This will make a shape that is similar to letter F. Friday. And you can also come up with different ways of shaping letter F. Maybe with your fingers, maybe with your hands, or different moves. And finally, the last thing, or the last day of the week, is Saturday. Saturday. And what Saturday starts with? It starts with letter S. Letter S. And how can we shape letter S? We can shape letter S, as we said, either with one hand, as we did with Sunday, or we can simply use the two hands. We can simply use the two hands and making the shape of letter S. So try to act out these moves, try to these shapes of different letters, as when you chant, especially with your group, with your family, or with your friends, as it's going to make the chant interesting and also more exciting when you do it. When you listen to someone say one of these days, and then you have to make the shape of the first letter quickly, you and the other partners or the other players who are playing with you. And not only this, but also when it's your turn, you can choose a day like Wednesday or Monday, where it has different moves to shape their first letters. So try this, it will be exciting, and I'm sure you will have a good time. Now, let's talk about our lesson today. At the end of our lesson today, we hope that you will be able to say 3 sentences about the weather. To say 3 sentences about weather. So our unit is about days and weather. And so we already finished the part with days, where we now know the days. We know what is the first day, the last day of the week, and now we're talking about the weather. So let's start. So I would like you please to open your books on page 14. I would like you please to open your books on page 14. Now, you remember with days, the first lesson or the first question we learned is, what day do you like? What day do you like? Where we talk about the preferences of each of these days. And now it is your turn to know about or to ask this question about the weather, which is, what's the weather like today? Say after me, what's the weather like today? What's the weather like today? Very good. So, if we want to know about the weather and to ask people about the weather, the first question we will ask is, what's the weather like today? What is it like today? So, now let's listen and point to the different weather we can see during the day. The first one, or number one, is to answer this question, what's the weather like today? We can say, it is sunny today. Say after me, it is sunny today. It's sunny today. And what do you mean by sunny? Sunny, usually the sunny weather, especially in summer, where we can see the whole sun. It is sunny today. Number two, what's the weather like today? It is cloudy today. Say after me, it is cloudy today. It's cloudy today. Cloudy, which means there are a lot of clouds where we can't see the sun, but only we see clouds. So, what's the weather like? It is cloudy. Number three. So, what's the weather like today? Well, it is rainy today. Say after me, it is rainy today. It's rainy today. Very good. It's rainy today, which means there are a lot of rain, as you can see here in this picture. There are a lot of rains. The weather is rainy, a lot of rain. And also, number four, what's the weather like today? It is snowy today. Say after me, it is snowy today. It's snowy today. So here, when we talk about a snow, like this, especially in winter, when the weather is cold, usually there will be snow. It is snowy today. As we can see here, there are a lot of snow here. It is snowy today. And number five, the last one, what is the weather like today? Well, it is windy today. Say after me, it is windy today. It's windy today. So here we have the windy, which means there are a lot of air, a lot of wind that taking things like tree leaves to other places. It is windy today, especially we can see this type of weather, especially in the spring. So here now we got to know 5 different weathers. So we said that it is important that we learn the question, what's the weather like today? And what is most importantly is to know how to answer this question. We either say it is sunny today, or it is rainy, or it is cloudy, or it is snowy, or it is windy. Now, let's read, or let's do the final exercise we have for today. So, here what I would like you to do is to listen, point, and pronounce. So here I'm going to say sentences, and what I would like you to do is when you listen to the weather, I would like you to point and tell me on your books to point and tell me which one of them. For example, if we said that in Riyadh the weather is sunny. In Riyadh the weather is sunny. Then when you listen to the word sunny, then here you go. You will point here to the word sunny. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. Now I'm going to say 5 sentences, and I would like you to point to the weather I'm saying. So number 1. In Riyadh, the weather is sunny. The weather is sunny. So now we go here and point at sunny and pronounce it. Sunny. Very good. Let's listen to the second sentence. In Abha, the weather is cloudy. Cloudy. Very well. So here we go to point at the word cloudy and pronounce it. Cloudy. Next. In winter, the weather is rainy. Rainy. So here we go, point at the word rainy and pronounce it. Rainy. Now we have 2 sentences left. In the spring, the weather is windy. Windy. So here we go, we point at windy and we pronounce it. Windy. Now the final sentence is, in winter, the weather is snowy. Snowy. Now we go here, we point at snowy and we pronounce it. Snowy. Very well. So now at the end of this lesson, it is important that you can say 3 sentences about weather and also to say what the weather is like today. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.